this is pretty much saying the overall value of your liquidity is no longer 10K. Why? Well, here's why. It's not 3.5 cents anymore. It's just under 2 cents. So that's the valuation of my overall liquidity. However, I did make $142 off of the fees, right? Because there's not that many liquidity providers there, and you know, people were selling their Bidaos, and that's why I have more Bidaos than I did when I started this, adding liquidity to this pool. Why? Because again, I am a liquidity provider. I have Ethereum and Bidaos, depending on if you want to buy and sell, right? The person, I'm talking about a trader. Depending on if you want to buy Bidaos or sell Bidaos, that's going to dictate as a liquidity provider how much I actually earn in terms of, you know, these two different cryptocurrencies, all right? Now, to give you guys a better understanding, or, to give you a bit more perspective on this, let's take a look at my text ID when I added liquidity, which I have at the top. Okay, so again, I deposited 10,000 here, and I'm going to try to explain to you guys why I have more Bidaos than I did when I actually started this. Okay, this process. So as you can see right here, added 143,000 Bidaos, right, and 15 Ethereums. Okay, now let's head on back over to our analytical page here. Right? So I have 206,816 Bidaos. Why? Well, obviously, if the price is going down, that usually means that people are selling. And if I am a liquidity provider, I am providing them Ethereum for their Bidaos. So that's why now my, this seesawness of 15 ETH to 10.8 and more Bidaos, right? That means people were selling and Bidao went down in price as well, which reflects this not being 10K, but 7,480, and me giving them my ETH that I provided in the liquidity pool for their Bidaos. However, let's say Bidao starts to trend up and the price goes up, whatever the team is doing their thing, and, milestones are being met, and we see that token valuation going up. That's where you start to make even more money, and your overall liquidity increases as well. And conversely, if we check out the Ethereum Uni text ID where I added liquidity to, you're going to see quite the opposite, right? So as we can see right here, I put in 1,192 unis, right, as a liquidity provider, and also 14.99 ETH. Let's just call it 15 Ethereums. If we head on over back to here, we're going to see what? Why am I up, right? I'm up 11,353 with less unis, 1,113 unis, opposed to more Ethereum. What does that tell us, right? That tells us that people were buying unis and they were selling Ethereum. That's why I have a little bit more Ethereum, which is 1.4 more than I did opposed to unis, okay? Let's head on back over to that text ID. Now, 1,192, right? What do I have? I have 1,113 less unis. Why? People were buying unis. Okay, guys, do you understand this? And that's why I have more ETH, because what they're buying it with? Ethereum. Okay, so once again, the reason why I added liquidity to the Bidao/ETH pairing was to try something out. This is all, for me, man, again, this is an unbiased opinion on yield farming and adding liquidity to these pools, and I'm testing the waters, all right? Again, I started this because I wanted to add liquidity to something on day one to see if there's benefits involved with that. Obviously, there are risks as well. However, if I were to say, grab these Bidaos now, say today when I woke up, instead of jumping out of my bed and grabbing some, it would have looked a lot better. But then again, man, you can never get it perfectly correct. It's all about trials and tribulations that makes you better, okay, guys? And this is an experiment for me as well, all right? $30,000 experiment, but hey, it is what it is. Now, okay, we're on top here in terms of the overall liquidity because we put in our crypto before it evaluated in price. That's why I have 11,333 there. Yes, I made $129. I could do separate videos on all of that as well. This one will get really long. Okay, and it tells you, what it's worth in fees there, dollar value, and unit value. Now, let's check out these guys, which I like. This is a very safe liquidity provider pool here, okay? The wrap Bitcoin to wrap Ethereum, and where is that? Is that here? Yes, it is, okay? So let's head on over to the good old manage button, and once again, right, guys, UNISWAP isn't really considering that here, like, as a traditional pool, okay? Or else it would have been in this category, so it doesn't reflect. However, it does come up here, so let's go there, which is the same page here, but whatever, I'll just scoot on over there, and we're going to click that manage button. Oh, well, actually, before I do that, let's check out the other pools. So total deposited 285,000 in the DAI, 371,000 there, a lot more in the USDC, and we got ETH USDT 388. Okay, this one once again has the most liquidity providers and the less trading volume, as I've already showed you guys in previous videos. Click that manage button, and we come on over here. You don't see anything about, like, you know, wrap Bitcoin going down or this going up or nothing like that. They just flat out tell you how much you can expect to get, how much uni you can expect to get, or uni token you can expect to get on a weekly basis, right? So, you know, so far so good. When it's time for me to actually, you know, remove my liquidity, you know, I'm under the understanding, you know, I'm under the belief or the understanding that I will get back the ETH that I deposited and the wrap Bitcoin, along with these, you know, essentially these unis that I'm earning through this liquidity pool. So in my humble opinion, yes, it's not the most amount of gains, but in terms of risk, yeah, it's definitely low risk compared to the other two pools. That's what I'm getting out of it after pretty much yield farming for a week here in this particular pairing, okay? And, you know, guys, my experience based off of this is like hours. It's only been like about 8 hours, and I was sleeping for about 6 out of those 8 hours. So it's brand new, it's fresh, and yes, I will be updating you guys on the process of this, right? So again, I got into this one here because the Uni/ETH pairing had a lot more trading volume, which means more trading fees coming my way, opposed to the wrap Bitcoin. Sorry, according to the opposed to the wrap Bitcoin Ethereum pairing, okay, and it also had a heck of a lot less liquidity providers compared to here. However, the wrap Bitcoin ETH gives me unis at a very low risk tolerance. Now, bid to wrapped Ethereum. Again, I already explained to you guys why I did that. I want to get into a pool on day one to see where it takes me. So far, I've gone down in terms of my overall liquidity, but you only lose when you withdraw, right? That's when you lose, right? So, hey, I'm going to let that ride and see where it takes me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just to let you guys know why I have more Bidaos than I did when I started the pool and less Ethereums, because people were selling. As a provider, I'm going to give them my ETH. They're going to give me the Bidaos. Bidaos goes down in value. The overall liquidity goes down as well, all right? And then we could talk about impermanent losses and all that, which I will make a dedicated video on. So I hope this brought you perspective, a better understanding on, you know, liquidity pools, yield farming, so you can make a better decision if you choose to be a liquidity provider here on good old Uniswap. Alright guys, do be on the lookout for my next video. I always try to bring the fire content, informative content, and educational content for the people in the crypto space. So until then, there's really not much left to say other than you're on your own. Later.